We are up to page 36. We have Halacha 37. Beginning from Arvit Rosh Hashana till Yom Kippur, one must say Hamelech HaKadosh instead of saying Hakel HaKadosh in the Amidah. It's preferable you should raise your voice a little bit when you say Hamelech HaKadosh, and that way people remember that they should make the right change to the Amidah. If you forgot Hamelech HaKadosh and you did not start the next bracha, one should correct himself toch kedei dibur. Within about 3 seconds, you could correct yourself. If you said Hakel HaKadosh, right away you fix yourself. You say Hamelech HaKadosh, you fixed it. You're good, and you continue praying. If one already started his recitation of the bracha after Hamelech HaKadosh, and then you forgot that you didn't say Hamelech HaKadosh, you got to go back to the beginning of Amidah. So a person said Hakel HaKadosh, started saying Ata Honen, oh, that's it, finished. He has to go back to the beginning of Amidah. If one who finished Amidah, let's say he already did Oseh Shalom, and he remembered he forgot Hamelech HaKadosh, same thing. He has to go and repeat Shmona Esrei. What if you said Amidah, you finished Amidah, and now you have Safek, I have doubt, I don't remember if I said Hamelech HaKadosh or not. What should he do? He should go and say Amidah again. 41. If Hazan forgot to say Hamelech HaKadosh, but he's sure what? But he already began the next bracha, he has to go back to the beginning of HaKadosh. You don't have to go back to the beginning of the Amidah. You go back to HaKadosh in the Chazarah. 42. If one is unsure if he said the words Hamelech HaKadosh, but he's sure that he said Ledor Vador Imlichu Lakel Uften Bachdecha, he doesn't have to repeat Amidah again. However, during his Seder Teshuvah, if he's unsure if he said Hamelech HaKadosh, he has to repeat the Amidah. If a person forgot to say the additions, there's special psukim you say additions. Zurchenu lechayim, meniki amocha, uchtov, b'sefer chayim. You don't have to return to the beginning of Amidah or return to the phrase that you skipped, because these are not brachot. If they're not brachot, so you don't have to go back. Okay, Rosh Hashana Yom Kippur. If one skipped the entire middle paragraphs of Chen, and you went straight to the bracha Hamelech HaKadosh, and you should continue the Amidah and not go back. One who mistakenly said Mekadesh Yisrael V'Azim Anim instead of Yom HaZikaron has to go back to the beginning of the bracha. If a person forgot Ya'aleh V'Yavo during the prayers at the Rosh Hashanah, he does not have to repeat Amidah again, because you already mentioned Yom HaZikaron when you were praying. Okay, what do you do the night of Rosh Hashanah? The night of Rosh Hashanah we have Kiddush, but we also have the Seder. And the Seder with all the special foods, symbolic foods that we eat. 52, similar to every other Yom Tov, Rosh Hashanah has a mitzvah of simcha. You should have meat and wine. Therefore, one should eat as regularly as he does on Yom Tov, without hesitation from the fear of judgment. Rosh Hashanah is a day of judgment. You would think, maybe, how could I eat meat and wine? How could I enjoy a big meal on Rosh Hashanah? It's a day of judgment. You should be scared. No, you don't have to be scared. 53, one should say Shehayanu during Kiddush. If you forgot during Kiddush, Shehayanu, you should say during the next day after Shahrid. 54, when saying Shehayanu in the Kiddush, one should have a new fruit in mind, or explicitly express he doesn't want to include them in the blessing. 55, if the second night of Rosh Hashanah is Motzei Shabbat, its proper order during Kiddush is to first say blessing on the wine, then Kiddush, then the blessing on the candle, Havdalah, and then Shehayanu. This is known as Yaknahaz. On the table, on the second night of Rosh Hashanah, one should put a new fruit on the table and have it in mind when you say Shehayanu. After drinking from the Kiddush cup, you should say a bracha on the fruit and take a small bite. If you don't have a new fruit, you still should say Shehayanu on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. There's many different customs in regards to dipping the challah on Rosh Hashanah. So, according to Kabbalah, you have to dip in salt 3 times, and then 1 time in honey or sugar. So 3 times in the salt and 1 time in the honey or the sugar. One should wash his hands and say Hamotzi before eating the symbolic foods of Rosh Hashanah. Since once already recited Hamotzi, all cooked foods do not require a bracha, but the non-cooked foods is what we're going to make a bracha on, and we're going to see what those foods are. We're going to deal with this next time. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen.